Dear students, now I am going to explain you protein synthesis or translation process. Proteins are biopolymers which function as structural and functional components of cells. Proteins are made out of polypeptides. It's a polymer. A polypeptide is a linear polymer of amino acids. This is the basic structure of the amino acid. Most structural and functional proteins folded into 3D structure. So it is a linear polymer. It is folded to give rise to three-dimensional structure. The enzyme, they are in a form of globular structure, three-dimensional structure. So most of the function, they function in the form of three-dimensional structure. So there are 20 different amino acids are used in making biological proteins. So amino acids have a free amino group and a free carboxyl group at the other side. So then there is a R side chain. So amino acids are joined by peptide linkage or peptide bond. You will find. So it is a peptide bonds to give rise to polypeptide chain. The carboxyl group of the amino group is covalently attached to the amino group of the next amino acid. Here you will find this peptide bond, carboxyl group of the first amino acid linked to the amino group of the second amino acid, giving rise to dipeptide. Likewise, you will find the growing of the polypeptide chain during protein synthesis. So translation or protein synthesis is a RNA directed synthesis of the polypeptides. So it is the RNA, all RNAs are involved here, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, and the working place or the synthesis occurs in the ribosomes. Translation of genetic information that is present in the mRNA into the amino acid sequence of the polypeptide in the ribosomes. It is an enzymatic process which ribosomes read the coding sequence of the mRNA, check the tRNA carrying the amino acids in a correct sequence, and provide the working bench for the association of various molecules in the protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is a complex where you will find the association of so many molecules, mRNA, tRNA, amino acids, initiation factor, elongation factor, releasing factors, then energy molecules. All these are associated to bring this protein synthesis or polypeptide formation, and ribosome gives a working bench where exactly this reaction going to take place. So translation is a cytoplasmic process, requires all three classes of RNA, mRNA, tRNA, rRNA, ribosomes, then activated amino acids, then energy molecules, the GTP and ATP, initiation factors, elongation factors and releasing factors. So just to have how exactly the ribosomal subunits, then tRNA, mRNA, then initiation factor, GTP, all these are associated to start the ribosome, to start the protein synthesis in the ribosome. So translation involves following events: activation of the amino acids. Activated amino acids now going to bind with the tRNA, that is the process. Initiation of the polypeptide synthesis. So initiation complex to begin with the polypeptide synthesis, then elongation of the polypeptide, then after the synthesis, the termination of the polypeptide. So all these events takes place during translation process. The first one, activation of the amino acid. So the synthesis of amino acyl tRNA, this is called amino acyl tRNA, or else activation of amino acids is carried out by two-step process catalyzed by amino acyl tRNA synthetase. There is an enzyme synthetase. It will bring the association of amino acid to that of the tRNA. tRNA molecule you have studied, the 3' of the tRNA is associated with the amino acid. Before that, amino acid has to be charged or it has to be energized by the ATP. So, tRNA and the amino acid, it carries are recognized by individual amino acyl tRNA synthetases. So, tRNA synthetases are very specific and it can recognize a particular amino acid in a specific tRNA carrying this amino acid. You know that. So, amino acid is corresponding to the anticodon and codon of the mRNA. So, it is to recognize these amino acyl synthetase also recognize the specific tRNA which has to the corresponding to the anticodon of the amino acid. So, activation of amino acid requires energy from the ATP. So, the amino acid is inactive, it cannot bind with the tRNA, it has to be activated by the utilizing energy from the ATP. So, it is a bond making reaction here. So, you will find that there is a ester bond going to occur between the 3' the adenine with that of the carboxyl group of the amino acid. So, you will find is a energy requiring process, it is energy utilized by the ATP. So, this is the enzyme is amino acyl synthetase. So, the you will find the releasing the AMP. So, amino acyl tRNA synthetase attaches this is the one enzyme action you studied in the last semester, how the enzyme molecule. So, this enzyme molecule amino acyl tRNA synthetase, see it has a active site or catalytic site for the binding of the amino acid, then ATP, then the tRNA molecule. So, this is the tRNA. So, the enzyme catalyzes the transfer of the amino acid to the 3' or the CCA end. You have studied tRNA structure. To the third end of the tRNA, the carboxyl group of the amino acid going to bind. So, all these molecules, they are brought together by amino acyl synthetase. Utilizing ATP, it binds the amino acid to the 3' region of the tRNA molecule. Now, the tRNA is called charged tRNA. So, amino acyl synthetase is very specific, brings to binding of specific tRNA with corresponding amino acid. Here, amino acid formyl methionine is associated with the tRNA. It is having the anticodon UAC. It is corresponding to the codon, that is AUG, that is coding for the methionine. So, translation initiation. So, what are the requirements for translation initiation? You know that ribosomal subunits, mRNA, initiator, tRNA, that is the tRNA carrying formyl methionine, then initiation factor and the GTP. So, during initiation, the mRNA and tRNA and these amino acid all come together within the ribosome. So, in the mRNA strand, initiation point is the start codon AUG, the initiator codon, which specifies the amino acid methionine. So, methionine is the amino acid is brought to the ribosome for the it is the tRNA carrying methionine brought to the region initiator codon region. So, this translation begins with the binding of a small ribosomal unit to the mRNA here. So, this occurs at the cap region in the case of eukaryote, whereas in the case of prokaryotes there is a specific sequence called Shine-Dalgranos sequence. So, this sequence recognized by the smaller units and it is going to bind to the mRNA molecule. All these are in the presence of initiation factor. So, this the smaller subunit with along with the mRNA, it is now recognized the charged tRNA which is carrying the formyl methionine. So, this initiation factor 3 is get released. Now, once tRNA forms a complementary base pairing with the anticodon and the codon region of the mRNA. So, this will be recognized by the larger subunit. So, this 70S initiation complex going to form. So all these initiation factor get released. So this is what all these process you will find in this cartoon. So this the Shine-Dalgrano sequence. So it will be recognized by the smaller subunit in the with the initiation factor and energy used by the GTP. So now you can see this will be recognized by the charged tRNA which is carrying formal methionine. So 30S initiation complex going to result. So this 30S initiation complex immediately recognized by the 50S ribosomal subunit, and it is going to bind with the 30S initiation complex, resulting 70S initiation complex. Larger ribosomal subunit binds initiation complex utilizing energy from the GTP, thus completing the formation of 70S initiation complex. Now this is ready for the translation process. So now the translation process started. Now it is the elongation process. For the elongation, protein synthetic machinery is required. It is already formed, and elongation factors EF1, EF2, EF3, then the energy from GTP, then the polypeptide chain elongation is a 3-step reaction. First, binding of amino acyl tRNA. So once the 70S the initiation complex resulted, it has got 3 sites. So you will find EPA. A site, it is called the attachment site for the new tRNA acceptor site. Then peptidyl site, where you can see peptide bond going to form between the tRNA, the amino acid of tRNA in the peptide site with that of the acceptor site. That is a peptidyl site or P site. E site, after releasing amino acid, the empty the tRNA without amino acid will be exit from this site. This is called exit site. So in the elongation process, the first event is the binding of amino acyl tRNA. Amino acid acceptor site, now A site, accept the new charged tRNA carrying amino acid. It is already the initiator tRNA with the formal methionine is in the P site now. So now this A site accept the new tRNA, charged tRNA corresponding to the triplet codon that is present in the A site using the elongation factor EF1, EF2, EF3. So this is what you will find here. So this is P site, you will find initiator tRNA carrying methionine, and now the another triplet codon is in the A site. So it is accepting the charged tRNA corresponding to this CCG, it is coding for proline, so it is proline here. So once the proline carrying tRNA comes here, immediately there is a peptide bond formation. Now this tRNA is free, it jumps or it slides to this region. So now this tRNA to this region, and this is empty now. So you will find amino acyl A site which accommodates the incoming charged tRNA, P site peptidyl site which holds the tRNA with the peptide chain, the exit tRNA where you can see amino acid already stripped off, so that deacylated acylated tRNA, that is tRNA is not carrying amino acid, it is called deacylated. So now it moves to the E site. So the peptide linkage established by the peptidyl transferase activity of rRNA, you know rRNA having enzyme action, it is ribosome action. So this present in the large ribosome. So the catalytic function of the large ribosome, it is breaking the bond between the amino acid and the tRNA. It is releasing the tRNA of the P site from this and forming the peptide bond between this first amino acid with that of the second. So or else the amino acid present in the P site with that A site. This is bond making, peptide bond making reaction. Bond breaking reaction, that is releasing from the tRNA in the P site and bond making the amino acid between these two, you will find. So, next is the translocation. Translocation means the tRNA in P site is no more in connection with the dipeptide, moves to the E site. So, here in this cartoon you will able to see now from the beginning. So, in this cartoon, see how exactly small, so initiation codon, so the initiation complex, now EPA site going to form. So, initiator tRNA in the P site, the A site accept the new tRNA carrying the second amino acid. Now, this is the translocation. So, now the A site accept another, so there is a peptide bond formation, tripeptide, then tetrapeptide. Likewise, you can see now the A site UAA. So, this is the termination you will find. So, this is how the events going to take place. You can see initiation complex. Now, A site accept tRNA carrying the second amino acid. Now, it comes here. So, now the peptide bond going to form between the, so now this slides because tRNA exit now here in the E site. So, now the tripeptide, so this tRNA empty, it is exit from this side. So, you can see the polypeptide grows like this, you will find. So, this you can see this will be the reaction till the, you will find the terminator codon coming to the A site, this reaction will takes place, you can see. So, this in this way the polypeptide grows, you can see. So, these there is a, this is what you have seen in this animation. You can able to understand how exactly the ribosome read the mRNA in 5' to 3' direction and protein is synthesized. So, you will find the synthesized protein now. So, this is the peptide in the acceptor site, there is a peptide bond formation. So, once the tRNA is free, it get deacylated tRNA get released. So, this ribosome moves in this direction till it reaches the stop codon. So, termination of the protein synthesis. So, now the stop codon now in the A site, you will able to see this is the A site, P site. So, the synthesized polypeptide, the polypeptide synthesized now here. So, stop codon in the A site. So, now immediately releasing factor they recognize. So, they bring the releasing factor, bring the hydrolysis, and so that you can see the polypeptide chain is released, tRNA released in the P site. So, this is the dissociation of this, you can see the protein synthetic machinery takes place by the binding of this releasing factor. So, this is called termination of protein synthesis. So, these ribosomes can join amino acid at the rate of 200 amino acids per minute. So, small proteins can therefore be made very quickly, whereas large protein will take 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, like that you can see. So, if the cell is producing a particular protein in a larger amount, there will be, you will find a polyribosome formation. So, you have studied it, you will, that is a common scene in the cancer cell also. So, here a single mRNA molecule will be read by 2 or more ribosomes that translate the mRNA into polypeptides. So, you will see the mRNA is read by many ribosomal. So, you can see there are 5 ribosomes or 6 ribosomes, one already dissociated. 6 proteins are synthesized by the single mRNA. This is called polyribosome or polysome formation. So, this polysome formation, the electron micrograph you will find. So, this is the polyribosome formation. This is about the process of translation or protein synthesis. So, this is very important, and what I have explained, it is the protein synthesis in prokaryotes. In eukaryotes also the same process with little minor differences. Thank you.